Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I am here with my husband Phillip. It's been a while since he's been here. Thank you for coming on. This video is totally inspired by a night we had out with our nephew and his wife. And they came to our house after dinner and our nephew asked the question, why do you all have so much vinyl when you can stream music? And so we had a little fun. We played some records for him. And that's what inspired this video, because there's so many wonderful records that we'd love to play that we think sounds better than any other format. So we're going to be talking about the records in our collection that we think sound amazing. They're better than any other format. They definitely beat streaming. And so it was a fun night, wasn't it? And, you know, he's just kind of one of those people, he kind of questions things. And it was a lot of fun to bring out some records, play them for him. If you want to share anything, what his thoughts were on some of the records we played?
No, I mean, he didn't understand. And, you know, we pulled out some records. And I think by the end of it, he did understand. And probably got a couple of records picked we played that night, I'm guessing. So, in fairness, in these videos, typically, I don't know what she's picked. She doesn't know what I've picked.
Yeah, this is a surprise. He picked his and I picked mine.
But this is a little different because I can't find records anymore in her collection. Ever. So used to, everything was in alphabetical order. That was awesome. I would just go find it. Hey, look, there it is. Then it went to, okay, jazz is here, rock's there, classical's over here. Okay, I can deal with that. But today when I was picking records, she's redone her collection. And now I have to know the pressing company, the plant, whatever. I don't know. It's like, okay.
Music label, the artist, the genre. Yeah, I have mixed. I've got a MoFi collection, so I have my mobile fidelity records all together. I have my analog production records all together. I have jazz in a separate area and classical in a separate area. And then I have just A through Z. So yeah, I've kind of changed things up and he's not really.
So basically I'm back to streaming because I can't find anything. So anyway, move on from that. Just to be fair to everybody, know she does know a couple of my albums because I couldn't find them.
I had to show them to him. Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Like after an hour of looking, I couldn't find them.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You should, rude.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead, show the first record that you would play to show everybody that you think vinyl is the best. What record?
All right, so these, you said the first record I play. I don't know if these are in any particular order.
Okay.
It would also depend on my audience. What type of music do they like?
Right.
What do they know? Because you want to listen to something you know. But the first one I picked, and if I'm not mistaken, this is an analog production based on my new education of how your collection is sorted.
Yes.
Which is not sorted at all.
It's sorted.
So what if you had this album in a non-analog production?
It would be just in the ends. And I did have it.
So
I had the original.
So this would be all in analog productions and in the ends. It'd be in two places.
If I had the original, it would be in the end section. The analog production version of it would be in the analog production version of it.
Told y'all this makes no sense.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Anyway, back to this album. The version of Stranglehold on here is phenomenal. The beginning of the song, there's a couple of, when he's singing, I kind of got to power through. I don't think that he's the greatest singer. But when it's playing the music and the guitar and the last half of the whole last half of the song is probably just a jam session of guitar, and it sounds phenomenal. Because I don't know, it's probably a 8 or 9 minute song or something.
Yeah, it's a 45 RPM record. Ted Nugent isn't actually the vocalist on this, and the name of the guy is, I can't think of it right now, but I actually think he's a great vocalist. But of course, Ted Nugent, the guitar playing on here, is the star of the show. And if he hadn't grabbed this one, I would. To me, if this isn't the best sounding classic rock record I own, I mean, it's right up there.
It's really good.
It's one that I think of immediately to start playing. And so that one was fantastic. Can I start with an honorable mention?
It's your channel. Do what you want.
All right, this is one that I just recently got, so I have to have more time with it, but it sounds absolutely amazing. I would have no problems with putting it on to play for people and to impress them because I think it sounds fantastic. This is a One Step by Mobile Fidelity. It is the Eagles, On the Border. It is a beautiful record, and full transparency, this was sent to me by Mobile Fidelity. It is a promotional copy number 69, and it is a fantastic record. It sounds wonderful. Best of My Love is so beautiful on here, and I was surprised you'd never heard that song before. That one immediately takes me back into the 70s.
I'm sure I have, but just don't remember.
Right. It's a tremendous sounding record, and I think Mobile Fidelity has done a fantastic job with the Eagles discography. I do have the debut album, and I also have on pre-order Hotel California and The Long Run. This sounds absolutely beautiful. I was blown away, and I think it's still available on Music Direct if you are interested in it. It's just a really good record, and I'm really happy to now have it in the collection. And I mean, it's just a really, really strong record. So I wanted to just show that one as an honorable mention. I think in time that one might be a contender to put on there and play for our friends. So you could go ahead and go to the next one.
And for those of you thinking, he's never heard that song, did he live under a rock? And those of you who watch the other videos I've been in, yes, I grew up living under a rock. The next one is Alan Parsons Project, Eye in the Sky. And this is an album that she just had it on one day, and I came in and I'm like, okay, that has to be the best intro to a song ever. And the way that builds, and this is a Mo-Fi, right? Original master recording. Yeah. This is one that just, I just walked in, she was playing, I was like, wow, that sounds really good. And the intro to that song is just really cool how it builds into that song. Yeah, this is a really beautiful, it's 45 RPM. It sounds absolutely amazing. The original is good too, but man, this one just is incredible. Yep. So I love that one too. Now the next one is one that you can find in any dollar bin at any time. It's really cheap, but oh my gosh, it just sounds so good. The Best of Tommy James and the Shondells. I know, this sounds so good though. I just say you put this up against any audiophile record. You put on Crystal Blue Persuasion or Crimson and Clover. It just sounds so good. I have a reissue, I have an original. They both sound phenomenal. They're really affordable, and yet I would put this one on and play for people, and I just think it sounds incredible. And of course, there's so many great songs. I Think We're Alone Now, Sweet Cherry Wine. It's just We're Alone Now, like Children Behave.
Yes, it's such a good one.
Melinda Carlisle or somebody
did that.
No,
it was Tiffany, but she did like a cover of it. This is the original, and he was just fantastic. So Tommy James and the Shondells, greatest hits, such a great record. All right, you could go ahead now.
Do you think people can hear our dog snoring?
Oh yeah, if you hear anything going, our dog is snoring in the background, so.
All right, you know what this one is?
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, Diana Krall. Yeah, that does sound good. Her vocals are awesome on there.
I don't know who pressed it or whatever, but this is one I think you got it for me, actually. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's hard to not listen to some of this music and just be like, wow, like, she can really sing. It's mixed really well, pressed really well. The vinyl's quiet. This is one just, you know, making dinner, just sitting back and relaxing. That one is a phenomenal sound. So if somebody likes a female singer or kind of a jazzy sound,
it's Diana Krall, Turn Up the Quiet, and it does sound absolutely amazing. Her voice is wonderful. She's married to Elvis Costello. Did you know that? Mm-mm. But anyway, he's a lucky man because she's really a good singer. So anyway, that's a good one. All right, so I'm next. All right, now this one is one that I just recently bought, and this is a great sounding record. I'm very excited. This was my #1 Grail for a very long time. This is Boston. This is the Mobile Fidelity original master recording. It came out in 1996, so it's older than our daughter. It was sealed. It is no longer sealed. I now have it open, and I've played it, and you've heard it too. It is fantastic. So it was one that I had been wanting for a long time. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago in a video I made that I would love for it to get a reissue, this particular copy of it. And someone, Peter from North Carolina, reached out to me and he said, you know what? I've got a sealed copy if you're interested. And I did get a hold of him, but you know, I just wasn't willing to pay what, you know how much these cost. I wasn't willing to pay that. So he said, make an offer. I said, no, just tell me what you want for it. I don't want to insult you with a price. And he came back with a price that it was like, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. So I jumped right on it. It was a very fair price, and I think it absolutely sounds wonderful. It's number 2,189. Thank you so much to Peter in North Carolina. This album, I mean, the first side you get into More Than a Feeling.
So what good does it do to put a number when they don't have how many they pressed?
Yeah, I don't have any idea. If anybody on here knows how many of these they pressed, I would be really curious to know.
Did they repress it after 96?
I don't think so. I think it just got the one press and it was done. But, you know, if you know, and let me know in the comments, I'd be really curious. But you heard it with me, and the foreplay long time was absolutely amazing. The soundstage on here is huge. Brad Delp sounds amazing. For me, what really gets me is there's Smokin' and Hitch a Ride. And when I heard Hitch a Ride, I've never had this happen before, but I got like goosebumps on my face. The way the acoustic guitar sounded with Brad Delp's voice, it was incredible. So I would love to play that and just let people know how great vinyl sounds just based on that record. Again, thank you to Peter in North Carolina for selling that record to me. It is fantastic.
All right, we ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've probably pulled this one out before.
That's a great choice, yeah.
This is the Royal Ballet, and if you like classical at all, anybody that came over classical, this is what I'd put on. Pressed phenomenally, sounds great, music's great.
Yeah.
Everybody knows something off of that record. Just, it's used a lot in different movies.
It has like the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
It's just a really classic. I mean, you want to talk about classic music, you would recognize this is something everybody knows. This is an Analog Productions 45 RPM, and it is just mind-blowingly good. Sounds amazing. So yeah, there is a certain crowd that we would definitely put that one on and play.
And when did I have these outfits? and we wear them on weekends.
And we dance too.
No, we don't.
All right, so this next one is just a regular copy. It's a first pressing from the US, but it just sounds amazing. And I'm talking about Pink Floyd's The Wall. This sounds incredible. It sounds like a helicopter is coming in and landing in your house on one part. And you know, I know we know Another Brick in the Wall by heart, but it still sounds refreshing when you hear it on vinyl, and that guitar solo at the end by David Gilmour. One of my favorite guitarists, one of the top 5 of all time. And I mean, there's just so much to love about this album, and I think it sounds wonderful. I would have no problems putting this one on to show off to my friends how great vinyl is, because you can hear it in your car and you can hear it on the radio. Nothing compares to hearing it on vinyl, in my opinion. So I really love The Wall by Pink Floyd. And that one was a first US pressing, but I've heard a lot of good things about the reissue that's recently come out, but I don't have it. So, but I've heard from a lot of people here in the vinyl community, it sounds good too. So that's another one that I think is great. So
my last one, this one might surprise you. And this probably has more to do with I super like the music and the songs on it, is the Norah Jones.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Was it? I don't know why. That's a great song.
I don't know why I didn't call. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song, and just that's a really good album. Just to, and again, I don't know if I can really speak to the audiophile quality of it, but again, it's her voice. It may not be an audiophile pressing. I don't know.
It is. It's Analog Productions, and it is audiophile. It sounds wonderful. It's beautiful, but I would say any copy of this record is going to sound wonderful. Come Away With Me is her big hit, and then I Don't Know Why I Didn't Call. Yeah, this is a beautiful record. It's just a really nice, relaxing, wonderful record. I don't know how I ended up with 2 if that was your last one.
Well, you did an honorable mention, and you made me go first. And
okay.
You're just monopolizing your own channel.
Okay. Well, this is one I could not believe you didn't pick, because this one rocked our nephew's world when he heard this, right?
Yeah, so this is the song he heard. We played it on vinyl first, and he literally said, okay, I've heard that song 1,000 times, and I have never heard it sound like this. And so and then we put it on digital, and he's like, yeah, it's no comparison. And, you know, he was in a band, and he does a lot of video and audio editing, and he knows his stuff, and he's like, wow, okay, that's the one that really sold him on vinyl completely.
Yeah, this one is Led Zeppelin 2, and this is the Robert Ludwig Hot Mix. We played A Whole Lot of Love for him, and it was blowing his mind how it panned back and forth. It was just a totally different experience than anything he'd ever heard before. And, you know, this is a great one to have. Even if you find one that's all beat up, if it's not too expensive, pick it up and try to clean it the best you can, because I'm telling you, this one sounds so good.
Well, and to clarify one thing, when I played it streaming, I did the HD version, so the highest quality you could get streaming in HD. So it wasn't a low quality 128-bit or anything like that. It was a good stream. Right. And by the way, I did pull this one, but I put it down here because I knew you would. So
because I have 2 copies of it. That's hilarious.
So I went back after you picked. I'm like, I know she'll pick this one, but I'll grab it anyway.
Well, what's funny about that is I went to a record store. The record store owner was really nice. They let me have the cleanest copy of that record, and I paid probably almost $100 for it. And then just a couple of weeks later, I found it at an antique store for $10. So I have 2 copies of it. I cherish both, but yeah. So let's end this with one more record that I absolutely love. Back when I was in sophomore in high school, one of the songs on this album was my jam, and I have been playing the crap out of this record because I love it so much. It is Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits. This is the mobile fidelity version. It's a 45 RPM. To me, it's the definitive copy, but the originals sound really great too. And you want to talk about money for nothing, that intro, that one is just absolutely such a wonderful listening experience. I just play it over and over again because I love it so much. Of course, So Far Away From Me also sounds really, really good. Brothers in Arms is another terrific one. This just sounds absolutely incredible, and I love playing it on vinyl.
I probably would have picked that one if I'd thought of it.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, she's the music gal. I have a hard time thinking of stuff.
Well, I guess that's it. Those are, I mean, there's a lot more. We have a lot of great sounding records, and really there's not too many what I would say are really, really bad records in my collection, but these are the ones that just came to mind. If you have some that you think are wonderful, let me know in the comments below.
Well, you did prove a couple of things that I'm right. Van Halen, Kiss, Bob Dylan, they're not great.
I could have shown, there's one Van Halen record I could have shown, but I'm waiting on the one steps. You know, there's the mobile fidelity one steps are coming soon. I think maybe in a future video I can show one of those. They do sound good, but yeah, they don't rise to this level in my opinion, but they're really great. And of course, the music is really what matters. You can have a great sounding record, and if you don't like the music, it doesn't really matter, does it? So thank you so much for being on this video with me. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, leave your comments below, give us some recommendations of what you enjoy listening to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.